We still have a few miscellaneous topics to cover for flexure. One being compression steel or doubly reinforced beams. So you can have a concrete beam like this under positive moment where that's in tension and top is in compression. Compression steel or doubly reinforced beams refers to putting steel in the top. And what I eventually am going to do is show you how to calculate MN for this. But before I do that, I want to talk about how MN changes with compression steel. And so here we have a doubly reinforced beam, okay, right here. And this steel up here, I'm gonna change as we keep the steel down here constant. So down there, even though I've drawn 6 bars, I put 3 number 9 bars. You can see that here, AS. And then what I do up here, normally I make this a class assignment, but I decided I would do it and show it to you. And so the steel up there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the amount of compression steel. I'll start with 2 number 4s and then gradually increase it to 2 number 6s, 2 number 9s, and 3 number 9s. And then here there's no compression steel. And so with no compression steel, so just with 3 number 9s in the bottom, the nominal strength is 309 foot kips. So as you add more and more compression steel, in fact, doubling the amount of steel, right? Because the same in top and bottom, this is what happens. Okay, you can see that at most we get a 3 foot kip increase. 309 goes up to 312, and we've doubled the steel, and we've only got a 1% increase in the strength. Whereas if you're taking those 3 number 9s here and put them on the bottom, you would have about doubled the capacity because M equals T times Z, and the Z doesn't change that much, so you'd be somewhere around 600 foot kips. But by putting that steel in the top, you've only increased 1%. And so the bottom line is that putting compression steel does not increase the strength. In fact, the increase is so small, 1%, you could just ignore it and just calculate the strength with only tensile steel. So why would we put compression steel in? And so here's why we would do it. I've already shown that at the most a 5% increase in MN, but really we got plus 1% in the example we did. The real reason, so this is not a good reason to put compression steel to increase MN. The real reason you would put in compression steel is to reduce the creep deflections, because when you bend the beam like this, the beam will sag. The top is in compression, the bottom is in tension, and the compression will creep, and that will continue to deflect due to creep deflections in the top part of the beam. And steel does not creep, so if you put compression steel in the top, you will reduce the creep deflections. Another reason you put in compression steel, it increases the ductility of the beam, especially in reverse cyclic loading. And the other very practical reason you have steel in the top is for cage fabrication. So, you know, you have your beam like this, you have your bars, you have your stirrups. And to hold the stirrups in place while you pour the concrete, you can put 2 bars in there and you tie everything together. And so that compression steel is only there to help for cage fabrication. So, and here are the code requirements. You need the steel, the tension steel. still needs to have a strain of 0.005 or 0.003 plus epsilon y. Remember, for grade 60, that's 0.0207. And you need ties to prevent the compression steel from buckling. And so before I go into how to calculate MN, I just want to talk about this for a while. Why calculate MN with compression steel, AS prime? And as I've thought about this, there's no real need for this. 1% difference in strength is not going to matter, particularly because of the uncertainty in the concrete itself and the dimensions of where you're going to put the steel. So for my class, I've decided you don't need to watch the following videos. I'm going to stop it here for now. But if you're interested, I will show you how to calculate MN with compression steel. It's a little bit tricky, which is why often professors like to put it on exams because it's a little bit harder. But really, remember, plus 1% increase in MN, that's just not worth our time to deal with. But I will record some videos on how to do this. So that will be the next video.